verge of having chubby cheeks.
And of course, choose to be happy, to look for the good in any situation, and let the rest go.
I know I've talked about this in the past, but we're going to touch on this again. I know in one of my past episodes I talked about escapism and using it to escape what was going on in my life in that time. And I don't know if anyone really understands that escapism isn't always a bad thing. I know it's viewed upon as very negative and, we'll view it as, oh, you're just escaping your reality. Oh, you're just trying to run away from your problems. Or you must be sad. You must be depressed if you're using escapism at video games, which is the main one that keeps getting brought up over and over and over again, that everyone blames video games for everyone trying to escape their life. I got news for you guys. Escapism is not just using video games. It is also reading books. It is also fantasizing living in a foreign country. It is things like that. It is not just using video games to escape reality. Whatever takes you away from your reality, it makes you feel good, and does not make you want to deal with your real life stuff, is escapism. It's not wanting to deal with the unpleasantry in life. It's not just someone playing video games. Stop using it as an excuse. I hate that, because I play video games out of the enjoyment of video games. I used to use video games, yes, to escape what was going on around me in my life, but I don't anymore. And now I kind of, as a person who streams and, uses streaming as part of a living, is, it's not an escapism anymore. I really hope that makes sense. But someone who reads all the time, that's another version of escapism. Someone who sits there and sticks their nose in a book and doesn't want to see the world around them and just reads to get away from everything in their life, that's escapism. I used to do that as a teenager. I used to read all the time to escape everything around me. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to take accountability for my shit as a teenager. So, I think everybody in their life at some point in time indulges in escapism. But I think the unhealthy part is when you're doing it too much. It's finding that healthy balance of still dealing with your life, your past, your traumas, and moving forward and growing as an individual, and not hiding from your responsibilities in your life, and not hiding from being that person that you are meant to be. And escapisms aren't just books or fantasizing about moving to another country where you don't have what you have now and maybe life will be better, or hiding in a video game because, hey, I don't have to deal with the shit around me, or I don't have to deal with this, or I don't have to deal with them, or, here I can escape. And there are people out there that use other means of escapism. And I think eventually, slowly, they turn into coping mechanisms. Because even now, I find when I get stressed, I just want to go play a game. I used to drink a lot. I wouldn't say I was quite an alcoholic. It wasn't a necessity, but I used to use drinking as a way to decompress and not deal with my at-home life, because I didn't want to see what I let my life become. But if you find that happy balance, escapism, using those things is not going to be a bad negative anymore. For me, I can go home and do the housework now and not just jump on my computer and start doing my normal routine of playing video games and ignoring the laundry, ignoring the dishes, ignoring the housework, ignoring the dusting, which I need to do in my gaming room because I'm trying not to spend so much time in there. Or ignoring the deadlines in life and not wanting to level up because you're comfortable. It's when you get to that comfortable state where you're just like, fuck it, it is what it is, and I'm just going to accept my life the way it is. You can't keep doing that. You gotta find that motivation in your life to want to push out of that state. I have my list of motivators that make me want to be a better me and make me want to grow as an individual, which includes making everything I do for my podcast, what I want to do with my own career and make something of my life. I have that. I found that. I found what is making me want to do that. And I watched a video over and over to get me to do this video. It's not just, doing it for others, it's doing it for myself. And my main motivator, honestly, was me wanting to change for me because I have let myself dwell in the past way too long. And I'm realizing, as long as I can look back at my past and be like, yeah, I fucking did that. You can't shame me with that. I get that I did that. That's not who I am now. It's taken me a long time to see the fact that I can move forward with my life and not be that person in my past anymore. I don't want to live my life on a loop. Repeating the same shit because I can't move past it. And it takes a lot of deep diving to do that, and you got to do the work in order to move forward and to have a better life. So I'm going to start doing it. I can't say much else to it. Like, you have to push forward. And the main part of that is finding the tools to push forward and to find the motivation in yourself to want to be a better you. I don't know, guys. It's something that you need to realize that you need to do, but for each person it comes at different times. Like for me, it came this year. I found that motivation to want to do better, and seeing glimpses of part of my past where I was proud of myself kind of pushed me forward again, because I was slipping for a bit. But I would never change my life and what's happened in my life, the good and the bad, because it's made me who I am today. And I used to blame everybody for all the bad in my past, and I'm not doing that no more. I take accountability. I am the problem. Or I was the problem. I'm working on not being the problem in my life. You know, your future is what you make it, and only you can change it. So, I'm working my fucking hardest at changing it. I'm finding the motivators, I'm finding what I want to do, and now I just gotta make it happen. Regardless of what it takes, I gotta push myself to make it happen. And you know, sometimes those changes come with losing people in your life too. People are gonna walk away, people are gonna not be part of that no more, and that's okay. Because sometimes the common ground you have with them isn't what's in your life anymore, and moving forward is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. From all the videos I have seen and watched about making a better life for yourself and, you know, changing things and moving forward with things and growing and, you know, leveling up to the next level, it's surrounding yourself with the people that are at that level. I'm starting to have a different expectation for people that I have in my life, because I want them to be the better person of themselves. Now, that does not mean there isn't compromise, because not everyone's at the same level. And people can grow with you. It's not just you're leaving everyone behind. It's, well, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want to come along for the ride, or what's going on? Like, you can make the compromises, but you still have to be firm with your boundaries. And firm with your boundaries doesn't always mean fuck you if you don't comply. It's you stick to your guns, but some boundaries can be flexible boundaries. Now, of course, everyone has their hard boundaries that they stick to, and they're core boundaries. But you always have some of those boundaries that are able to be like, okay, well, let's see how far you get. Like, and you know, you just gotta learn to adjust life to life circumstances sometimes. It does not mean let people walk all over you. That does not mean you stop pushing forward because the person you've bent some boundaries for is falling behind. You keep pushing, because honestly, ultimately, the only person we can rely on the most is ourselves. But that does not mean to not lend a helping hand and go sit with them in the mud while they're having that hard space. Some people are worth helping them push forward. That might also just be the people pleaser in me showing, but I really do that if someone means enough to you, that you will help them want to better their lives, and you will help them want to push forward. But that also means that you need to sometimes just sit back and let them do what they want to do. Even if it hurts sometimes. Life is about a lot of give and take, and in some instances, I think people just need that escape from that reality, because reality is fucking hard. And if you're suffering and you just need that time to decompress and get lost away from reality and live on a fantasy island for a little while, just so you don't feel like you're drowning in the struggles and of growth and figuring out who you are, like, it's okay. But that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you stop pushing forward. That doesn't mean you say fuck it. That means you keep pushing forward. Because even when you have it all, there's still another level. Because you never have it all. There's always some knowledge you can learn. There's always something else that you can start a new adventure of. And the world is a big place. Like, there's so much more to it than your little bubble that you live in. One day I'd like to travel the world a little bit and take pictures. That is one of my goals in life. It's a very big goal, actually. I love photography, and photography has always been one of my major go-tos when I'm feeling a little lost in life. Something about a sunset makes me always want to just smile a little bit and realize that tomorrow's another day. Even if it's not promised, tomorrow's another day. But even at the end of a horrible day, seeing that sunset is breathtaking. Maybe that's just me. But there's so many wonders in the world, and it's too short to just sit and be comfortable. If it's uncomfortable, push it, because sometimes when you're going through that growth and that change in your life and you hit that uncomfortable wall where it doesn't feel right because it's not familiar, is when you need to break through. But again, escapism is a very slippery slope. There is that healthy and unhealthy balance of it. And I know that because I've done it. And I know what worked for me, and it's not going to always work for everybody, but for me, it was starting to work on my mental health. The workouts, the eating habits, the house cleaning, the kicking myself in the ass when I'm down, and I'm so thankful I have a good support system for it, who gets on my ass every time I fucking slip up. And having that support, I don't know if I could have kept going the way I was going. But I found that confident me again. Trying to leave the timid, insecure me behind. That's not going to say I don't have insecurities. I'm always going to have insecurities, but I won't fall into escapism. I won't do it again. I will have my brief moments of escaping some stressors and decompressing, but I won't fall into the depths of escaping and hiding from everything in my life again. Because I am better than that. You are better than that. So find your reason for wanting to change. Figure out what you're afraid of and keep pushing forward. I think that'll do it for this time, guys, because, I just realized I just went on a huge rant for 19 minutes, and I don't think I'll be really cutting anything out, to be honest. But don't forget, what happens in your life is your choice. How you choose to react to situations determines on how that situation turns out. So choose to be happy and let the rest fucking go, because you don't need it. The world's too negative, and the life's too short